The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. Vice Presidential aspirant Lito Atienza says he feels honored going against Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte and President Duterte in the VP race. Despite this, Atienza One News that he believes that rigodon among candidates seems to deceive Filipinos. Atienza adds that politics in the Philippines is already a madness, describing it as the worst that can happen in democracy.
This is the worst development or deteriorated condition of what we fought for. We fought for democracy. We fought for the restoration of democracy to get away from the Marcos dictatorship. But we didn't fight for this kind of we call this democracy.
Atienza also said that he and presidential aspirant Manny Pacquiao already expected this to happen. Despite these developments, Atienza said that they will not back down.
As far as Manny and me are concerned, we are confident this will lead up to a stronger public opinion. And only the public supports this kind of political maneuverings na hindi sila kasali. Nag-uusap na lang yung mga may hawak na kapangyarihan. People will not like this.
Let's find out where some presidential votes are headed today. The Lacson-Sotto tandem will be having their online Kumustahan. This time they go back to Pampanga. At 1 p.m., they are scheduled to hold a press conference. And by 2 p.m., the tandem will speak to local leaders and residents of Pampanga. Some of their senatorial votes will also be present in the event. Meanwhile, Calyode de Guzman will be appearing at two separate events today. This morning, he was in Valenzuela, meeting of the Workers' Union of a manufacturing corporation. And later this afternoon, de Guzman to attend an assembly of homeowners association and urban poor leaders in Biginto. So the health department is reminding parents to strictly monitor their children, particularly in areas with ease restrictions, to prevent COVID-19 transmission. In yesterday's briefing, Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere stressed the importance of avoiding crowded places. She also reminded the public that they have an obligation to follow the health standards. Vergere made a statement after a 2-year-old child reportedly tested positive for COVID-19 after going to a mall.
Nagpapaalala lang ho tayo sa ating mga magulang na atin pong bigyan ng extra care ang ating mga bata, lalong-lalo na ngayon na marami pong mga tao. Pag nakita ho natin na parang crowded na yung lugar, wag na po natin isama yung ating mga kabataan. Let us remember, the objective of having children out is for them to be able to get sunlight, to have exercise, but not to go into these crowded malls.
Here are some of the biggest stories we're following across the country. Working and residing abroad may soon get their own national ID as the government gears up for the ID system's overseas registration. Philippine Statistics Office Deputy Statistician Rosalinda Bautista said in a forum that they will partner with the Foreign Affairs Department to roll out registration overseas by mid-2022. She added that the process will be similar to local registrations. Peter Jomel Advincula, also known as Bikoy from the Ang Totoong Narcolis videos, admitted killing 3 candidates for local posts in Donsol, Sorsogon. Daraga Police Chief Bogard Aro said that Advincula did not implicate any other person in the crime. Aro said that they have gathered sufficient evidence to file murder charges against Advincula. Councilor Helen Garay, businesswoman Karen Averilla, and businessman Xavier Mirasol were found dead in Advincula's rented unit in Daraga, Albay. Garay was running for vice mayor while Averilla and Mirasol seek posts as councilors. Advincula's partner Agnes Abo is running for mayor for Donsol as an independent candidate. More Cebu LGUs scrap face shield requirements in their localities. Recall that Cebu City had already made a directive that face shields are no longer mandatory. Lapu-Lapu City is now following suit, requiring face shields only in crowded places. Meanwhile, in Mandaue and Talisay cities, wearing of face shields is only voluntary even in crowded, close contact, and confined spaces. However, in all these cities, face shields are still mandatory in hospitals and other medical facilities. The COP26 summit has concluded as countries agreed to deal on the climate crisis that would cap global warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius. Conference Chairman Alok Sharma was visibly emotional before banging down his gavel in relief to signal that there were no vetoes from almost 200 national delegations present in Glasgow, Scotland. The 2 week conference was extended for a day due to tortuous negotiations. It is the 26th of its kind, but the first to call for a reduction in fossil fuels, which is the main cause of man made global warming. But India, whose energy needs are hugely dependent on coal, raised last minute objections to this part of the agreement. Despite this, all nations agreed to amend the provision for the sake of an overall agreement. And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Madison Harini. We are One News.